All right, welcome to today's quick vid. Today we're going to discuss functions and the different ways you can see functions, whether it's through mapping, tables, and today we're going to introduce to you graphing. So just a quick review from what we discussed yesterday about identifying whether or not something is a function from either mapping or tables. Now remember, when you are talking about a function, there's just one rule. Does one input produce only one output? In other words, here's my input machine. If I put the number 3 down here, if only one number comes up, that is a function. If I put the number 3 here and the number 7 and some other number comes up, now it is no longer a function. Okay, so that's why I always refer back to this function factory here to kind of help us out. So take a look over here on the left side. We have a couple mapping situations, and we talked yesterday about looking at the arrows. So if each number is only producing one arrow to the map on the right, then you know it's a function. If they're producing more than one arrow, then you know it's not a function. So when you look in this map over here on the left-hand side, I see the 3 is okay, the 4 is okay, but now look at the 5. The 5's got 2 arrows pointing to the map on the right, which tells me if I come back over here and I put 5 into the factory, it's now producing an 8 and a 9. So this one is not a function, okay? And again, look at the one on the right over here. This one, some people may think's not a function because both 1 and 2 are pointing at the 10. But again, go through your rules. The 1 is only producing a 10. The 2 is only producing a 10. Now, it's fine. They're producing the same number, but it's only producing one number. And finally, the 3 is just producing 11. So they're only producing one number, so this is, in fact, a function. Take a look down here at the tables. If you look at the table on the left, I go through here. The negative 3 is producing just a 10. The negative 2 is only producing an 8. The 0 is producing a 6. The 2 is producing a 4. And the 4 is producing a 2. So therefore, this is a function because each input is producing only one output. Take a look at this table over here. See if you notice anything. Well, negative 2 is all right. Negative 1 is producing a 2. 0 is producing a 4. 1's producing a 6. Here I have negative 1. Again, I noticed I said that earlier. Well, now negative 1 is producing something else, so that's a problem. So when I come over here to my factory, I see if I put a negative 1 in there, I not only get a 2, but I also get an 8, and that is no bueno. That now is not a function because this single input of negative 1 is producing 2 different outputs, so that's not a function. So again, that's what we talked about yesterday. So let's now move on to talk about how to identify if something is a function from a graph. So what I'd like everyone to do right now is open up their books to page 257. So when you open up to page 257, give me a second here. You should be stuck with something that looks like this. And I'm going to read while you guys follow along. It said the ordered pairs of a relation can be graphed on the coordinate plane. To determine whether a relation shown on a graph is a function, you can apply the vertical line test. So this is pretty important, the vertical line test. If for each value of x, a vertical line passes through no more than one point on the graph, then the graph represents a function. If the line passes through more than one point on the graph, it is not a function. So let's take a look here. Now, some of you might have understood that, maybe some of you did not, but let's take a look and see what's going on here. So here I have this green line, and I want to know, is this green line a function? Well, here's what you do. Everybody take your pencil and kind of put it on the paper where you see that other pencil. I don't know if you can notice that on page 257, there's a picture of a pencil, so put your pencil in there. You're going to take your pencil and move it left to right. So you can see here as a blue thing, imagine this blue line is my pencil. Here's what I want you to notice. There is only one dot. It is only intersecting the green line at one spot. That determines whether or not it's a function. So again, notice the blue line or your pencil going left to right only ever intersects one spot. So this is known as a function. So to show you the converse of that, or the difference in that, or something that's not a function on the graph, take a look at page 258. So again, take your pencil, line it up vertically. So you will line your pencil up. Now again, I don't have a pencil here, so bear with me. You'll line your pencil up vertically like this, and you will move it left to right. If your pencil ever touches more than one spot on the line, it is no longer a function. So let's take a look at this graph here, and I'm going to start moving this guy. Let's see if it works. So you'll notice this guy, I can't do it quick enough, this guy and this guy is touching more than one spot, just as your pencil should be touching more than one spot on the line. You see I got 2 dots here going on. So this tells me this is not a function because, again, I'm getting 2 dots. If this would stop moving. Stop. Okay. So it's touching here and here at the same time. So it is touching more than one spot. So again, if you moved your pencil left to right, you would see that your pencil would touch more than one line. So this is not a function. Remember, it can only touch the line in one spot at any given time. Now, take a look at the next answer, the next problem. Again, we're on page 258. So look at this line. And again, line your pencil up just to the left of it. So you would line your pencil up if this is your pencil. Here's your eraser. Move the pencil left to right. And when you move it left to right, if it only touches one spot on the line, it's a function. As soon as you see it touched more than one spot on the line, it is no longer a function. Well, let's move mine here. Let's see what happens. So again, there's my blue line. The blue line represents the pencil. And you'll notice it never touches more than one spot. All I have is one orange dot. And just like when you move your pencil left to right, you should notice it's only touching one part of the line. Therefore, it is a function. So this one is a function because it only ever touches one part of the line. All right, now what if I have dots instead of a line here? So let's take a look at the next type of problem, which is on the top of page 259. So now I have a bunch of dots. I want to know, are these dots a function? Well, the same thing applies. As soon as you have a graph, again, take your pencil, start it on the left side. So here's my pencil. Move it left to right. See if it ever touches more than one dot. So I'm going to try to show this here with a red line. So you notice there it only touches one dot. Here it only touches one dot. Now take a look at this point right here. What do you notice? Well, now it's touching 2 dots in a vertical line. This is a problem. This tells me this is not a function because, again, it's touching it here and here in one spot. So this is no longer a function. Okay? If it only ever touched one dot like this line or this line, then it would be a function. Okay? All right. Take a look at your check. I'll give you about 10 seconds to look at the check to see if it is a function or not. Go ahead and look at that. Okay, if you look at the check is in fact a function. So if you got that right, it is a function. If you move your pencil left to right, it only ever touches one dot. All right, take a look at the next section here, which is on page 260. So take a look at 260. So is this a function, this line right here? Well, again, if I use my vertical line, notice it's only touching, I can put it all over the place, it's only touching one spot. And again, I'll circle the one spot it's touching right here, right here, right here, and right here. So this one is a function on the top of page 260. Now quickly look at the next one. Let's see if this pops up. Okay, so again, you take your pencil, start at the left side. Okay, there it's only touching one spot. There it's only touching one spot. Uh-oh, there we got a problem. There we got a problem. There we got a problem. So again, if I circle, notice it's touching 1, 2, 3 spots. Here it's touching 1, 2, 3 spots. All you need to do is find where it touches it twice. You now know it's not a function, so this is not a function because it does not pass the vertical line test. Okay, again, that's why you use your pencil left to right to pass the vertical line test. All right, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to do page 261 right now and hit pause on the video. When you're done with 261, check your answers with the video. So give me a second while I set that up. You guys can go ahead and look at page 261, identify those 5 problems as functions or not. So give me 1 second here. Go ahead and do that page. Okay, so let's take a look at page 261. So number 1, is this a function or not a function? Well, again, if I have my function factory, I notice 2 produces 1 output, 5 produces 1 output, 9 produces 1 output, 12 only produces 1 output. This is a function. Now, it's okay that 12 and 5 both share -5. That's okay. They're only producing one output. So this is a function. Number 2. Okay, I can see right away if I put -2 into the factory, I'm getting 2 numbers. I'm getting 5 and 6 out. Well, that's a problem. That tells me already it's not a function. Okay, hopefully you're 2 for 2. Moving on down. Okay, here I have a table. -10 produces 1 output, -5 produces 1 output, 0 produces 1 output, 5 produces 1 output. Now, they're all producing the same output. That is completely fine because they're only getting 1 output. Again, if I put all these in the factory, which I'm not going to do, but let's just say I put -5 into the factory, what's coming out the other side? Just one number, 4. If I put 5 in the factory, just one number's coming out, 4. Okay? So this number 3 is a function. Okay? Take a look at number 4. Okay, now, if I put 1 into the factory, what am I getting? I'm getting a 2. Well, if I put this 1 in the factory, what else am I getting? Well, now I'm getting a 3. Now I'm getting a 4. Now I'm getting a 5. These guys are all producing the same inputs, producing different outputs. So this one is not a function. Remember, one input can only produce one type of output. This one's kind of all over the place. It's producing a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Draw all these guys down here. And finally, the last one here, vertical line test. Okay, it's only touching 1 dot, only touching 1 dot, only touching 1 dot. This one's close, but it's only touching 1 dot. Oops. Oh, now it shaded. That's weird. Okay. And then this guy, that was a terrible line. That's only touching 1 dot. Okay, so this one is a function. So hopefully you went 5 out of 5 on those. All right. Here's what I'd like you to do. Go back into the Schoology folder, check out your next assignment, and you may work on that. If you have any questions, save them for me when I get back, and have a great day. And that is all.